one of the largest fox hunting activities is right here in Southern Pines, and people from all over the world will come here to fox hunt on what used to be a 10,000 acre farm owned by the Mosses. There was Jenny Moss and Pappy Moss that owned the fox hunt properties down here, and I think they were originally from South Carolina, and they settled here in this area and started buying property. And one of the things that Pappy was famous for saying when people were sometimes critical of his continuing to buy property, he said, I don't want all the property. He said, I just want the property that joins mine.
Joins up with him.
Yeah.
Boy, these are beautiful farms. Look at this.
Yeah.
Left and right, beautiful horse farms. You're not kidding.
So, this is talking about a pocketbook matter. A person has to apply themselves in life and work hard to earn the resources to be able to afford this kind of lifestyle out here. But this is very expensive property in here. And all of this property back over here on the left at one time was basically fox hunt country. And over the years, since Pappy Moss passed away and later his wife, they've sold off small farm areas around the periphery of the main hunt country.
I see.
And so a lot of the places on the left here are properties that used to be a part of the fox hunt years ago.
So they still hunt foxes here?
Yes, they do.
Do they? I'm curious. Do they import the foxes, or not local, actual real?
No, they're actually local foxes.
Really?
But primarily, what they do now, rather than actually hunting a fox, they follow a scent that they drag. They call it a drag. And what they do is they take fox urine and they soak it on a rag, and then they pull it.
So it tests the dogs.
It tests the dogs, and then when the dogs finally find where it ends, they'll hang a piece of beef or something on a rope in a tree. Yeah. And that'll be the reward.
The reward for the dogs, the big chunk of beef.
This property right here is one of the major places where they would meet. This is where the fox hunt meet would take place out here in that big field on the left. But you can see how all of these big homes and stables, the stables would be down the stairs and the living quarters would be upstairs in a lot of these homes around here. And some very pricey animals would be housed in those fancy places there, which is really, I guess, patterned after our European style of living. Because over there, people would live upstairs and they'd keep their stock down below. But over in Europe, at least in my experience, when I used to hitchhike around over there, these homes and the stables were immaculately clean.
Yeah, they actually live on top of the of where the horses or cows or whatever live.
So it was not offensive at all. So, but you can see how it just goes on on for miles and miles. And this also, all this property joins the Fort Bragg, reservation, and which is huge. It's one of the largest, military bases in the world.
Yeah, my dad did I think Dad did some time at Fort Bragg. Yeah. I think he did his Fort Jackson. I think maybe he did his basic training at Fort Jackson, in South Carolina. Yeah. But he spent some time at Bragg, and then at Fort Hood in Texas. What's a beautiful farm over here to our right? Look at that.
It's an amazing place, and it's consistent. I mean, everything out here. These are people that have been very successful in life, and I'm one of these fellows that's not against that. I'm for it, and the reason is because I used to do the farm repairs on the tractors and the diesel tractors and the farm equipment that these horse farms use.
Mm-hmm.
And when people do well in life, they can afford to pay you.
Yeah, it helps anybody else, whatever their walk of life is. Yeah.
I've always made
That's
my
why.
living.
That's why you would say capitalism does work.
Absolutely, it very much does work. And I pray for people to make tons of money.
Yeah, so they can spend it.
That's right. So I can transfer out of their bank account into mine.
Amen, my friend.
You know,
understood.
So they work for theirs and I work for mine, and everybody's happy.
Dwight, tell me if I get too cold in here or something.
No, that's fine. That's
Make sure our air is
perfect.
Wow. So you say there's just like hundreds. There's one horse farm after another.
Yeah.
I see these little signs here that show like an Amish buggy on there. Are there some Amish people around in the area? Or,
there's a few.
Or are there probably just really people that get buggies out with their horses?
It's
right?
mostly that.
Yeah.
It's just the enjoyment of it. Different styles of riding. You got your quarter horses on further on out. Most of these are fox hunting type horses that use the English saddle, the Western saddle type. You know, that are further out. But you have both of those styles down here. And then you have show horses. I used to do work for some of these farms here where they're just they just train show horses, you know, that do the various gaits and commands and so forth. So there's different, you know, styles.
So you say that, so it's mostly it's resort community, but are there so a lot of retired folks, but are there also businesses and industries and all other than just retail?
There's a very serious market here for training high dollar show horses and high dollar fox hunting horses. And you do have people all over the world that, you know, some of them will, you know, pay people to keep their horses and feed them so that they have a horse that's here already to, you know, so that when they want to fly in and participate in the fox hunt or whatever, or come down from time to time during the year, then everything is set up for them to participate as owners of horses that are being housed and taken care of by providers that live here. So that's my understanding of it.
But it's not a lot of business and industry here. It's mostly driven by the tourism and the retired communities and horses and farms and golf and all that.
I would say so. Most of the business is either, you know, like I say, the horses and the golf area. I mean, the U.S. Open is here, and there's a tremendous, you know, drawing card for people interested in golf. And then there are private golf courses down here. There's probably 35 or 40 different golf courses in this area.
Wow. Now, Dwight was telling me that he was the photographer for one of the big golf courses down here for 16 years.
Yeah, I photographed for Forest Creek Golf for 16 years. And photographed all their tournaments and different, you know, private events, things of that sort.